In this video, I'm going to show you how to deploy your game for Unreal on Glitch. So start by going to the deploy files of your game and you'll have the instructions here. So this video is assuming that you're on a Windows machine, and we have to compile for Linux because on Glitch we use Linux-based servers for delivering our live streaming of Unreal games. So the first thing that we need to do for this is make sure that you have Linux installed on this. For your current version, make sure that this target platform is enabled, or if you are installing a new version of Unreal Engine, when you're going to install, you want to set the options of having your Linux, the target platform be Linux. On your Windows computer, you're also going to need to install a cross compiler. So come over here to Unreal's Linux development requirements. Scroll down to the section where they give you each version of a cross compiler that you're going to need. And because we're now currently in 5.7, remember, find your current version. We're going to download and install this cross compiler on our Windows machine. All right, so after the cross compiler has been downloaded, just simply install it on your Windows machine and you're pretty much done. The installation process is pretty straightforward. Click next and install. And that's all it takes to install the cross compiler on Windows. So now that everything has been installed, if you haven't done this already, head over to your technical config and we're going to download and install the Glitch no code integration for Unreal. So give you this GitHub repo here. You paste that into your browser. This will come up and then you simply just download the code here. So this is the Glitch plugin folder here. So on your project folder, just put it into your plugins folder. If your project does not have a plugin folder, create a new plugins folder and just put the entire plugin in there, and then let's boot up Unreal. So we're opening our project now. It will ask you about Glitch Aegis and a different version. Just click yes, and it will compile it for you. So now that the editor is fully loaded, you're going to go to your project settings here. You'll see the Glitch Aegis plugin here. Here's the title ID and token. Coming back to our technical integration, if you scroll down here, you'll be able to find the ID of your title that you can copy and paste into your Unreal editor. And then you can generate a token, and you can copy that token also for the title token and set the automatic heartbeats on, and this will start to record users gameplay when they're in your game. Now let's go back to the plugins here, and we want to search for Pixel Streaming. So for Unreal 5.4 and less, you will use Pixel Streaming. For Unreal 5.5 and greater, you can use Pixel Streaming 2. Make sure this plugin is enabled and restart. So now we need to go to platforms, you need to package a project up. Now, if you come to your SDK management and you notice that Linux here is grayed out or is a different version, and you've already installed the Clang tool, this means that you have to actually restart your computer. So let's restart my computer now. All right, so let's do one last check here. So you can see the Pixel Streaming is now enabled. Make sure it's port 888, viewer port 80, and codecs H.264. Then on platforms, SDK management, Linux is now correctly associated with the correct Clang library. Make sure that supported platforms you have the Linux enabled and turned on. And for cooking, we are going to cook to the Linux platform, and then let's package our project. So we're going to make a new folder. Its name is folder called Web Build. And we are going then to select this folder, and it will then package the project in that folder. And once it's packaged, you can upload it. Now that Unity is done exporting the game into my shooter game folder, I will go in and I will notice here it says my first game and with all the files. So I'm going to take all this and create a zip file out of it. Now I want to create the zip file in here because this has to be the parent directory, and if I go up a level, this will no longer be the parent directory. Now that it's done zipping, I want to do one confirmation check here. I want to make sure that my first game is in the top level, and it is, so I'm good to go to upload now. So in Glitch, I'm going to go to the deploy build section. I'm going to select Unreal. I have all the requirements in place, and I'm going to give this version 0.5.2. Now the entry point has to match exactly here, so I'm going to copy this exactly as it is and paste it right here. Again, this has to match exactly. This is going to be the main game, though I can do a beta or free trial, and this is the Pixel Streaming. And then for the last step, I simply choose the zip file I want to upload. So my zip file is right there, and then I click Start Deployment, and I'm pretty much done at that point.